All right, good afternoon. Welcome to your favorite social media program, The Buzz. I am Rose Blossom. Welcome to the show. Like I said, today is always Monday through Thursdays, the days we talk about politics and, of course, the state and affairs of the country. While on Thursdays, the relationship, and on Fridays, thank God it's Friday because it's always an entertainment period. Okay, so today we'll be talking about the state and affairs of the country as usual, and we have a very, very regular guest in the building. I'll start from Nuruddin Adegbero. He's a senior journalist, he's a lecturer, and a public analyst. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to our viewers.
Okay, good afternoon to our viewers. I'm excited about that because this topic today, I hope we'll do good justice by not breaking this table as usual, because this topic we have here today is a whole lot. And of course, I have Segun Shogwito. He's a business and fashion consultant. He's the chairman, Boat Art Network. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good afternoon, Blossom.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Nigerians. Always good to be here. Thank God for life.
Yes, thank God for life. Because our time, let's quickly just go into what we have for today. The first one we're discussing is the federal government introduces 15 trades in new basic education curriculum. The federal government has introduced 15 new trades into the curriculum for basic education in Nigeria, aimed at boosting the skills and employability of graduates from primary and junior secondary schools. The implementation of the new basic education curriculum was in January 2025. Minister of Education, Professor Tahib Mam, announced this during a meeting with stakeholders in Abuja. Bama disclosed that progress is being made on the development of the new senior secondary school education curriculum, which will be ready for implementing in September 2025. He noted that the stakeholders meeting was convened to discuss and finalize the modalities for the seamless implementation, support, monitoring, and evaluation of the new basic education curriculum. According to him, the government will use the next 3 months to fine-tune the arrangement to ensure that both private and public schools fully implement this curriculum starting during next year, and this includes training of teachers, development of teachers guide, guild, and improvements to infrastructure, among other preparation, explaining that this was designed to equip Nigerian children, especially the 21st century, with skills enabling them not to only become self-reliant but also to become employers and contribute meaningfully to the development of the country. I'm just going to mention some of the vocations he talked about, and we have plumbing, we have tiling rather, we have hairstyling, we have floor works, we have POP, we have solar installation, we have basic digital literacy, which includes IT and robotics. Of course, all of this are included in the new curriculum. Probably there's more, but those are the ones that he listed while making this pronouncement. This is actually a good thing, but my first question was, how are they going to make these implementations? Do we even have the facilities? Do we have the I will not say capacity, but can we do this? Can we actually do this?
There is nothing new in it.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know the type of primary school you attended. My own primary school and junior secondary school that I attended, CMS Grammar School, the first secondary school in Nigeria. I knew how to dig. I can mow the fence. Yes, a wall fence. The problem there is that we left the practical undone. All of us, we did do economics now. Yes, now, and there are some things you are going to do. Woodwork, we did it. In my own junior secondary school, in fact, in senior secondary school, we have like 5 departments. The way people normally have art, commercial science. No, in my own place, they have technical department. You pick it. Then they have home economics department. The way we normally have science department, though. And that is why my school was structured. So, the thing there is that what we have before, we left the practical undone. All this Introtech, what did you think it's meant for? Introtech, what is it meant for?
It's part of the technicals.
They are doing basic tech now in junior secondary school. What is it meant for? If you do the practical, very, very well. My child of 12 years can sew. And I did not send out to any place to go and learn it. It's in school.
Same school.
You understand now? So, what are you talking about? Complain here. It is not at home, it's from the school. If you do the practical very well, but the problem there is that is it government school that has not even have laboratory for the common
exactly
one? That will have the one for hairdressing and whatever.
That's what I'm driving.
School feeding, we cannot do it. We don't have capacity to do it. Or a school that does not have more than 2 blocks. There's some school in Ogun State. Go to Oluke, Ijoko, go and see Unity High School, Ijoko Ota. The way the school has been is from 1980, that's where it still be. Tika did not have furnitures. It's not the same school that will be having plumbing department. It's the same school that will be having all what we're saying. What we just need to do is this. All these skills are good. It has been embedded. But if you don't want to structure it very, very well, can our government that failed to invest in education invest in this? What we just need to do, all the practical side of our education, we should elevate it. How could somebody study mass comm and he will never hold mic till he's going to graduate? How will somebody study engineering or mechanical engineering or chemical engineering? He will have a car and he cannot touch anything inside the car. He will take the same car to the roadside mechanic. Are we talking that somebody is a contractor, or you are a bricklayer, or you are a builder? A builder will still give his own house to build. So one engineer to oversee that still giving it out without any supervision is theory. We don't have practicals. If you can practicalize all our technological based courses, subjects in school, I have said this severally. I may know how to play ball naturally from home, but how to play table tennis I was taught in CMS grammar school. You see, there's no way you must pick one sport in CMS grammar school. It's a norm. You must pick one thing. Where do we left all those skills? We just need to imbibe that practical. But the one that government said they're going to do this, do this. In the same setting, the just problem there is that the same setting that we have, is it conducive for learning? The same. I've gone to a school during rainy season. Teachers and students, they are in a class. Staff room cannot even be go because there is no roof inside the staff room. How did you want to do that? That's why we are saying it. Invest in education. If you invest in education, whatever you now want to add to it is going to be very, very easy for you. But the problem there is that so far they put it as major priority. What happened to our technical colleges? It has been killed.
You know, I must even add, because what actually I got concerned about was they said IT. And they said robotics and, other aspects of it.
The school does not have light, Abby.
That was what I was going to say. What I was going to say was, naturally, you see some persons, they don't even want the children, the students, to even have a phone. You will see last week a university lecturer that broke the student's phone, yes. iPhone 10, and you want children that are still in secondary school to learn how to do robotics and anything without a digital phone. So it's a bit, I don't know, I don't understand, but Sheg, what's your take?
I think, again, the idea itself is not bad.
Yes, of course.
And like Mr. Ribeiro said, it's not necessarily really new. My problem is that, again, as we have seen with our governments over the years, is that we don't have clarity of thought in the things that we try to do. There is no purpose, there is no design. You can't really say this is the end game, this is what we're trying to achieve, relative to the problems we have today and where we need to be tomorrow. That's how to put programs forward. You can't just wake up one morning and say, oh, we're changing our curriculum. Why? What are we trying to achieve with the change of curriculum? What about the current problems we have? Leave the curriculum. Where are we with infrastructure, for example? Where are we with teacher training? How competent are our teachers? The education sector as we have it today has, I would say, bigger problems. The curriculum is an issue to be tackled somewhere down the line. Right now, education is in shambles. He was talking about a school where, you know, the teachers don't even have a staff room.
Yeah.
Look, the majority, even in Lagos, El Dorado.
Yes.
Lagos is El Dorado, according to some people. You know, there's nothing we didn't hear in the run-up to the election last year about how some people turn Lagos into a paradise and they should be rewarded with Nigeria so that they can turn Nigeria into a paradise. How's it going with that, by the way? Look, even in Lagos, I have friends who, and he's an educator, I have friends who operate in rural education sector in Lagos. People don't know that there is rural in Lagos.
Yes.
Lagos is a mega city, but it's a tale of two cities. That Lagos has two incarnations. You have the Lagos on the streets, Lagos of the highway, Lagos of the Eja, Lagos of the Koyi, Lagos of Surulere. Then you have the backwater Lagos. If you enter those places, you will testify because it goes around. If you see the kind of things that are happening in terms of infrastructure, you know, all those places, he knows those places. I won't even get to mention again. If you allow me to mention everywhere for you. If you enter those places, you will be ashamed that you are in Nigeria. The dilapidated nature of the infrastructure is such that learning can never happen. We're just deceiving ourselves. That's why you will see that you see a graduate that comes out of school and he can't write nothing. He can't put together one sentence in paper. Why? Because the basic foundational education that we should receive. Look, whatever you are going to learn in terms of speaking English and all that, it's primary school. Anything you did not pick up after primary 6 is gone. The rest is refinement. You know, so the primary education that we have in this country, and that's, I'm talking about because that's what the minister tried to address.
Yeah.
Where are we with that? Where are we with infrastructure, teacher training, and all of that before we then get to curriculum? So I would have expected that a professor of Maman's caliber should be able to do root cause analysis, comparative advantage analysis, and then our objectives as a country within the overall developmental agenda for Nigeria. Where does education fit into all of that? And then, having determined where education fits into all of that, what are the things we need to do to education to able to fulfill its own part of the overall development agenda for Nigeria? Is the government even thinking like this? You know, so for example, one of our comparative advantages, which is also a potential weakness, is our population. 1, we have a large population. 2, they are youthful. 70% of our population are between the ages of 40 downwards. That is massive, and that means that we have a future potential problem or future potential opportunity. Which one do we want to make it? Now, what do we need to do with our education to harness the potential in that large number of human beings that we have? What are the things that we need to do with them today to ensure that they can now contribute and cause explosive growth in this country in the next 10 to 15 years? So that kind of thought, is that what is driving this curriculum change? Yeah. If you are not able to address the infrastructure issues, you know, classroom, practical, you were saying, then we're joking. So I think that the Minister of Education should approach the issue of education holistically, not just curriculum. We want to update curriculum. He said next year now they will do the secondary school one. Between now and next year, what will happen to the classroom? How are we trying to harness the power of private capital into public education? Public education. So government can fund public education and must do so. But how can we partner with private sector investors to achieve some sort of development and growth infrastructurally in that sector? There's so much to be done. So this curriculum thing, not a bad idea, but we need to do more.
Need to do more. Okay.
Let me add one thing. Private primary school and public. Do you know the difference? The difference is not in terms of talent. It's not in terms of talent. It's in the way you manage that talent. What is making that the children of cleaner wants to go to private primary school? Do you know the reason? It's the way they manage it. Manage that particular talent. There are some things that you don't expose to, that you can never expose in public school. Forget about those people that say private school is not better than public school. It's a lie. It's a lie. They are lying to you. Ask their own children. For instance, now a boy of 5 years will undo your phone, will know where to go,
Yes, sir.
and that is the thing. I have a girl of 8 years.
3-year-old.
When she was in 8 years, she just told me one day that she was working on a laptop, and he said, "Dad, I know your laptop. I know your password." I said, "Which password do you use?"
They always know the password.
So what I now did was that I now log out. Because some people say, "Oh yeah, Freddy, oh yeah, close your eyes." And I just close my eyes and just pop. See, I have opened it and I look at it. You open it. How did you know my password? He said, "I follow your fingers."
Your fingers, yes.
You follow your fingers. Hey, step 5. And I just changed my password. But to let you know that the way they manage it is the problem. Not that those people in primary school, they are not talented. No. But what they expose the children in private school to, they don't expose. Okay, fine. Public school, I know some public school in Lagos State here. If the commissioner of education in Lagos State want me to leave the schools, I will leave the schools. They are still using chalkboard. I'm talking about things yesterday that majority of the teachers are not complaining, they are now having rashes. The headmistress have to go and with the little money they're getting and with his own personal money to go and buy marker board for the school from our own money. Illiterate. And when you are talking about the school in the rural area, there is rural in Obano. This Ikeja that we have,
Ikeja has rural.
If you get to Ikeja inside, what I mean by inside, when they say Ikeja inside, people think it's last suit. No. Those people selling Ekpa and all those, where did you see they live? Go to Ikeja inside. There are some places you get to in Onigongo here. You will never see. Yes, now. We that we know the place. Enter from Onigba go to Onigongo. You see some villages, you see the way they. You understand now? You see their schools. The school that is using chalkboard in this century. Chalk. Yellow, green. You know how they normally write it. When they want to do art, they will go and use red. When they want to use, they will use one to write it. At least when some private primary school already use smart board.
Digital board.
You understand now? So that's to tell you, a child finish secondary school. He has not touched keyboard in his life. He came for holiday in Lagos. Saw my child in the GSS 1 that all the assignments must be done on laptop. You must send it as an email to your teacher. He was not asking, how did you have it to do? He said, the laptop that I've been operating since when I was in primary school. And that is to tell you, what we are begging is this. The life of those children in private school, they are not better than the one in public school. Make this life of these poor children, poor in quote, it is not in terms of intellect. I'm still saying it. It is about what we expose them to. A teacher that did not have laptop, can he teach the children on anything that has to do with laptop?
No way.
And that is the thing. They should go and work on all these practicals for the public school. We attended public school. We are products of public school, and we are born to say what public school has done in our lives is what we are carrying all around. They should do what they're supposed to do and forget these rectories.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. To still add to this educational issue is the fact whereby we see how the minister actually said that he's considering the 18 years before university. And of course, recently, I think just yesterday, a young lady sued them, saying that it's actually wrong, it's not constitutional to, try to stop. In fact, let me just read a little bit of what she actually said why she was suing him. According to what she said, that the minimum age for admission policy to restrict the age of Nigerian citizens for admission into university in the country is discriminatory and unconstitutional. It also said it's a gross violation of the right to freedom of expression as guaranteed under Section 42 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, and mentioned the articles and all of that. And this is the fact whereby they say once you're not 18 years, you can't go into university. I just want to know what your take is from that one, because we deliberated about this in the office and other people were in support, but we had, of course, the opposing part. But do you actually think they should put the restrictions?
You see this one, I'm going to put my leg like this. You know the reason? By law. 6334. And that was the reason why when you go for ND, one of the prerequisites for HND is 1 year IT. Am I communicating now? They expect that with that, you must use 6 years in primary school, 6 years in secondary school. That is 12 years. That one, uninterrupted. Is the boy going to start by 5? Is he going to start by 4? That is the rule that has been put on ground. So those people that are saying they must be 18, that is where they are coming from, and it's a rule. So any private school that a boy finish secondary school at the age of 15, we need to ask questions. When we subtract that 12 years from that 15, it's going to give us 3. Does that mean it started by 3? That is the question. Automatically, that school has cut short. Then secondly, do you know that there was a time in Nigeria when you are so brilliant they can giving you double promotion? Do you know what stopped double promotion? It has been stopped for a very longer time. So if anybody is coming with what if the boy has double promotion? It's not possible.
Okay, so what age is someone supposed to get?
But where I now disagree is this. I'm talking about Nigerian context now.
Okay.
When we are asking, there was a time when they amended the Constitution of Nigeria, they are now asking which time is the appropriate time for children to marry.
Okay.
Some people raise up is when it has a mature. Okay, what's the age of maturity? Because some people are marrying children at the age of 13, 12. They agree to that one, no. But this one that has to do with our development, technology time, they disagree. So if you can allow that children can marry at the age of 13 in your own places, now in the same environment Nigeria, you don't want somebody like 16, 17 that is brilliant, that have fulfilled all righteousness apart from years. If you cannot overlook the years of development, you can overlook the years of marriage. You understand now? That is the issue that I'm having with it. But for me, in this particular time we find ourselves, that is why I said that our curriculum that we're supposed to work on, we are not working on it. The practical is supposed to work on it within. Look, I may decide that, okay, after finishing your primary school, you are going to technical college. Do you understand now? If that boy is in technical college and he can produce whatever he can produce, do you know the way we awarded masters here, that is not what they do in abroad. If you can invent something, and the stage of a PhD holder in that particular line is to invest, and you've invested, they'll give you your masters. You understand now? So that is the thing. But for me, if we cannot, okay, if you want to say 18, you must enter university, make it a law too. Anybody that married anybody before 18 is a criminal, and he must be jailed. Okay. Anybody that marry a girl less than 18, because there are a lot of them, especially some part of Nigeria, and the rich person are also involved. If you cannot stop those people, that okay, make it a law. You must go to school, you must finish from your tertiary institution before you marry.
Okay, I want to direct this question to Mr. Shegun now. He said technical school, and I also know of colleges. But let's be honest, you are talking about people that they are still trying to gather the money to go to a university, and you're saying they should pay for a technical school. Okay, how about if the person goes for a technical school by investing in the child and cannot afford
technical school? Supposed to, it's not when you finish your secondary school you go to technical school. It's not the way we do our own thing here. When you finish your primary 6 after school living certificate, my own is I want to be a bricklayer. I don't have business. I'm going to be studying building tech in one polytechnic. No,
I understand.
I go straight to the technical. It's supposed to be free because it's going to be equivalent.
But it's not free.
That is what we are saying. That is what they're supposed to work on.
Okay.
That if I want to be a bricklayer, I don't have business with university. Go to technical college. Before I finish DSS, I've built a lot of things. When I'm coming, I do my NAPTEP from that NAPTEP, if I now decide, because with that NAPTEP, I can get a work in any construction company.
Okay, Mr. Lumen, I need to ask Mr. Shegun something, because this is very important. Because a lot of people actually said what he said, but I do not buy that. Because people that have gone to technical school or have their OND or HND, they are not well respected. They don't really, how will I put it, appreciate their certificate. That's why a lot of people would just want to go to university to get that particular certificate and work with it. Even in organizations right now, you don't want to come with a technical, you came from a technical school and there's somebody with a BSc or something having the papers to be able to, who would you think they'll give the job to?
The challenge, the reason you are saying that is that, when purpose is not known, abuse.
Exactly.
So the purpose of technical education is not for office work.
Yes,
there's white collar jobs, there are blue collar jobs, right? So blue collar jobs is technical.
But do we see that here?
No, but they exist.
They exist now.
We have,
yeah, they exist. I'm saying if they are supposed to give jobs to people like that,
yes,
most times they would tend to want to give the people with the papers.
Because so I think that what needs to happen, because in Nigeria, you have to legislate a lot of things. Things don't happen naturally. So maybe we need to find a way to create legislation that will even out the scale.
Yeah.
Because right now that dichotomy that you talk about exists, and we've been talking about it for a long time. You're right. I mean, people will always look down at HND holders as if they're second rate. In fact, some people don't even regard HND as graduates. Yeah. They say graduate is BSc university. If you went with Polytechnic, you are not a graduate. You have a HND. You are a HND holder. Not a graduate. So it's because we are mixing issues up. The original purpose of those technical schools, vocational schools, is to teach people the practical side of things. So, university, you're an engineer. Your job is design. You think through the whole process and you design it. The guy from the Polytechnic will execute and implement what you have designed. But we are not, it's all blurred. Everything has just, there are no defining lines anymore. So you have somebody who, in fact, what are we even talking about? Even botany. Should be me. Is it not botany? Am I not a financial expert?
A financial expert.
The whole thing is upside down. So I think that as a society, we need to come to a point where we realize that there are two purposes for education. One is to broaden the mind and help you think and appreciate the world. Two is to teach you skills, right? So let's understand that, define it well, so that education can become more purposeful and more meaningful. When I go to school and I come out with my education, it should help me contribute to society. I think if we do that, then this issue of BSc, HND, and all that
will not be an issue.
We are even lying to ourselves. You know the reason why I say we are lying to ourselves?
Why?
Nigerian government and all the state governments that give construction job to those foreign construction companies, they don't ask for all those things that will be they won't ask for their own certificate too. They don't ask so. They normally ask. What they want is that certificate of registration of the company, how they are available. That's all. They will not ask those people.
Workers.
Well, what did they work for? You see, that will be. You will now see our own. Because one thing there is this in Nigeria, until we go back to it, and that is what the Professor Mama should work on. Look, skills. Oulonjawo is the one that can really improve our microeconomy now. Even our macroeconomy. Oulonjawo now. All this a lot of countries have left this, all this for that we are doing.
The truth of the matter is that if you go to place, even South Africa, here, nobody bothers about your certificate.
What can you do?
These guys came when the GSM revolution started in Nigeria, 2001. My late wife was one of the pioneer staff. He said people from, the South Africans, when they came from Zimbabwe, South Africa and all that, and they just look at you, you have master's degree. Some of us, PhD, and you are working in the office beside them, and they just think, how you guys go to school? The guy is just a secondary school. He went to secondary school. He has a secondary school certificate, and that's it. And he has been working for 20 years. And he has grown in his area of specialization. And he comes to Nigeria as an expert and then big money. Well, you with your university degree, you are a clerk or you are a secretary or you are a marketing official and all that. And it's the same in the UK. It's the same in the US. Most developed economies, there is an understanding that it's what you can do that determines where you are and where you can get to. Not the certificate you have. Certificate is good for certain things, but we've got to get to the point where we recognize skill above qualification.
When you are going to see an engineering company, they will still be taking their vehicles in their own company to roadside mechanic. Engineering company taking their own vehicles and engine to a roadside mechanic.
Maybe they are trying to help, Help
what?
Okay, let's move to the next topic. This one is trending right now. Is Diasporans investors have urged the country, Tinubu especially, to address the demolition of their $250 million investment. Well, okay, we all know that it was David Umahi that had to do that one, but according to them, they said the issue needs to be addressed because the minister initially said he was reverting to the old alignment. So what happened later is that they had to demolish it. And of course, the Okroja community also protested against this demolition. But there's a video to this. Let's just quickly hear it, just a little bit, a snippet of it, and what some of the investors said. And we'll be back actually to respond to this. Let's watch the video. Which way? We're waiting for Omar to actually give reasons to this. But first, what's the reactions? Because this is an investment. And of course, like you heard the woman, no, how do I put it, information, notice beforehand. There was a go-ahead. There was a building, the finished building. And yet you just go there and just, I don't know what to say, to be honest.
You see, there is a Lagos palaver. There is Nigerian palaver. I don't know those founder of Lagos, assuming they know that how the issue of land is going to turn to in Lagos, maybe they would have even sold everything so that there won't be anything again. Nigeria as a country, I'm sorry to say, both the rule and the ruled, we don't follow the rule of law. And one of the germane things in democracy that makes democracy different from catechocracy, aristocracy, and all those crazies that we have as a system of government is because of the rule of law. Rule of law is so fundamental. In fact, it is the only principle that democracy is sitting on. When you remove that rule of law, democracy is no different from all that system of government. So, under a democratic setting, when the rule of law is not well upheld, then we're in trouble. This I want to say, what those investors have said, if you know there are a lot of private individuals that have cried because of this coastal road along Lekki, Aja, Ekpe, those ones that have been demolished, those ones that have been marked to demolished, that they have all the titles. How can a serious agency of government, a serious government, will demolish a building, estate, that have the original title owners, that have the original titles from the government, the state government, either state government, that those ones that you have the record of those people that have your titles, and you want to do a national road or whatever you want to do, you call them. You write to them, you call them. We give you the title to it's true. What are the level of your investment? How can we work? That's how it's supposed to be. So when we are now telling that our Nigerians in the diaspora, they should come back home and come and invest. And they see this one they want to invest. That one is part two. The same way a local government, I think a local government to be precise, because you have a market that you demolish beside a private school owned by a private owner. You now said you have one document that has been given to you that particular where they have that school, the school that has been there for 30-something years, that is part of your land, you now demolish it without writing to the owner. And these owners, they said they have the titles. When you have seen your phone in Lagos, okay, don't say because you have seen your phone, they will not dismantle your household. So, and that is the thing. I think it's a high time. They should not stop on this press conference. They should go to court. And they should make sure that all the papers, all what they've spent on the buildings, they should give it into their investment. Nigerian government must pay. They must
other foreign
To
investors.
other foreign investors that if you come to Nigeria, and that is one of the reasons why a serious investor will never come and invest in Nigeria. You know the reason? Because there are three things that the investor normally look for. Number one, viable economy. Is our economy viable? Two, a country with the rule of law that you can sue a government in that country and you are going to win. And they will frustrate you. And they will obey the court order. Did they obey the court order? Then the last one they have to look. When, because you want to go and invest in another person's country, you really want to go and invest. You want to go and invest where you are going to be comfortable with your investment. Are we going to make the investor to be convenient like this? It is so sad.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I was far gone in time, Mr. Shegun.
Well, I mean, the whole Lagos Calabar Coastal Road project is a mystery to me. It's a mystery. There's something untold and something that is beyond the ordinary, with that project. We just simply don't know what it is yet, because the speed with which this has happened is mind-boggling. It should never happen. We have laws. There are reasons why, for example, you have something called the Public Procurement Act.
Yes.
The whole point of all of that is there is a lot of due diligence and process that needs to go into certain types of projects. A project of this magnitude, this is the biggest single project that has ever been executed in the history of this country. How is it that the contract was awarded with such speed?
No bidding?
Nothing. No information from anywhere. We just heard that it's been given to High-Tech. And then, not only, in fact, we heard that it's been awarded as a part of the process of demolition. Do you understand? As in, we didn't know that this thing was going to, you'll be hearing from the grapevine. But the first official information you are getting from the government is when they call a press conference to say they're about to start demolition. So Landmark was one, and now we have this again. Look, the question is why? Why the speed? Normally, you would have done an environmental impact analysis.
Yes.
That environmental impact analysis would have looked at the entire pathway of that project from the beginning to the end, and looked at the impact that that project will have on all of the communities and everything along the way. You will take time to have engagement, settle the things that need to be settled, make payments where the payments need to be made before you even start. This kind of project should not even start for the first 2 years or 3 years. You have to deal with all of these issues, community relations. And yet, we just started and we're just bulldozing, literally bulldozing our way through. Where the signaling to the investing community is international and local.
Of course, yes.
It's terrible. So I would encourage the government to have a rethink, step back, and do things right. Like he said, they should go to court. There is a court case on this project already.
Yes.
Yeah. So that court case, we're going to see where to end, because one of those cases in particular is saying this project is illegal. It didn't go through the normal process that has been prescribed by law, which makes it illegal. So, and then of course there are people like this whose rights have been infringed upon and who has also gone to court. So I would encourage these people, go to court, show the world that Nigeria is not a jungle, because as it is now, the government itself is projecting Nigeria as being a jungle, a lawless place where might is right. So the fact that you are federal government and you have bulldozers, does that make it right for you to just enter people's premises and demolish them?
So even if, because she mentioned something of embezzlement, and she said they requested for a document to confirm that nothing like that happened, and they submitted documents even by press, and he confirmed that nothing of such, and he said good. Just when he said good, the following day they came to bulldoze. You
don't know that any way you expose corruption, because that person, because they are investors, maybe they don't know our terrain here. If you want to expose them, there is a way you expose them. If you expose them in a kind of casual way, they will come back for you. Assuming he has used the normal techniques we normally use to expose them. You have a documentation, either by recording, by video, whatever. You put it up. Because of that, you see what corruption is turning Nigeria into.
Okay, we can't take any more. Hopefully, even Umahi and Tinubu actually will step into that situation and actually find, well, like you said, they're already going to court. So I don't think there's any situation. The court is going to judge that and give it their final verdict. Hopefully, let corruption not take place. Let the right person actually win the case if they're actually on the right.
No, the right person knows.
That's what I'm saying. Now. Of course, that's what I'm saying.
When I have a sea of food on my land, You now come and demolish my life. You are still looking for the right person. I pay for my CFO to hold my line.
I just have to make it right. So that's why I said may the right person win. Okay, we'll call it the end of this program. Today on the buzz is quite interesting. Tomorrow is going to be relationship and lifestyle. Thank you so much, Nuruddin Ademiro, for coming.
Thank you.
You broke this table, and I knew it from the start when you came in. Thank you so much, Sheikh Shopito, for doing an amazing job. Thank you so much for coming also, and thank you, my viewers, for watching. We've come to the end of the program. My name is Rose Blossom. Enjoy yourself, and of course, have a beautiful day for yourself. Bye for now.